What's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Joel. This is the Chop Shop Podcast. We got some special guests in here. But before I introduce special guests, I got to my right over here, Queen G.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
We got over there to the corner over there, my main man, DJ Nesto.
What up, what up?
All right, look, check it out. We literally got some real royalty up in here. You know what I'm saying? In the building. This is a special guest. We've been in contact for a while, right? Like for a little bit here and there. And we've been wanting to get you on the show. And I was like, all right, now's the time. We got to lock her in. This young lady right here, she is all over the HD. She has dope content. She's always just like supporting businesses, supporting movements, supporting events. We're talking a 2-time winner of Miss Route 66, right? Mm-hmm. 2 times? Back to back?
That one's so it's Miss Route 66 and then Miss US.
Oh, man. Okay. Miss US and Miss Route 66. We got the one and only Karen Diaz up in here. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. How you doing?
Okay. So we're so glad that you came because we feel like this show represents people who are just being productive and they're out here in the HD, they're making moves, and they have a positive message. And when I look at your stuff, I just think like, okay, she has a positive movement, she has a positive vibe. Where did that come from? Like how your upbringing, were you always like that or?
Totally gonna be honest with you, I was not like this at all. Obviously when you grow up, there's also, sometimes it comes with trauma. And a lot of trauma came with just the way that I looked. And I was a lot shorter. I'm only 4'11", technically 4'10 3/4. But
hey, short people got it going on, all right? You know what I mean? Like, ain't knocking the shortness, you know?
Yeah. So I was very overweight when I was smaller. So people always base that off of my identity. So like it was always, I was bullied a lot. I was just very quiet. I was just very angry because I didn't look like everybody else. And so I think just like the bitterness grew in me and then the anger. So I was nothing like this when I was younger. And in 2020, I was just like, you know what? Things have to change. Like, I'm tired of being this person. I don't like who I've been for so long. And I was like, you know what? It's time to fix that. And It's crazy because the pandemic happened. So I was like, whoa, like this is go time. Like the world has shut off. So now it's time for me to recoup and recover. And I actually put myself in therapy. So it was 3.5 years of therapy to get to the place that I'm at now.
Wow.
So
I love that you brought up therapy because like, back in the day, like therapy was always something that like people would like kind of like frown on back in the day. But now it's a positive thing. I recommend everybody should have therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you don't really have problems, you should have,
Oh, it's really positive.
You've done therapy, right?
I've done therapy. Oh, yeah, I've done therapy. I've done rehab, which took me to therapy. I've done marriage counseling, which is great. Everybody, I recommend that for everybody. But yeah, it makes you, you learn things about yourself that you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
So.
Especially when it comes from someone that you don't know, like it's like a stranger, right? Like a therapist, So it's not like you're like your cousin or something. Because if your cousin tells you, "Man, you're this and that," you can be like, "Shut up, fool." You know what I mean? But
It's nice to have an unbiased opinion,
right?
And like you said, it brings that stigma because a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, they just want to talk about my childhood all the time," but the crazy part is because you're talking about your childhood, you learn how you coped with it when you were young. And it's crazy because you're bringing it out into your adulthood. So the way you coped back then is the way you're coping with it now.
Right.
And so it's just like, it's mind blowing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And that's crazy. Like you said, it was happening during the pandemic because like you said, the world was changing at that time. You know what I mean? So it was like a fresh start for everybody at that time. That happened to me too with the pandemic because I was getting ready. I'm a DJ. I've been DJing since I was like 16. And like, I've been doing that, put all my heart and soul to it. I gotten pretty far with it. And then I just got kind of like tired of like, I didn't want to do it anymore. And then COVID hit. And then I was kind of like, man, you know what? Like, I want to get back. I don't feel like I was done doing what I was doing. And that was my time to be like, you know what? I want to get back out there. Let's do something. That's when we started talking about the podcast, like all that all came from the pandemic, you know? So it's a good like time, you know, because it was a bad time, you know, for a lot of people, but at the same time, it was a good thing. A lot of people got to reflect a lot.
You know, that's when the pandemic hit, that's when a lot of, you know, people were doing content. That's when TikTok started popping off, Instagram. That's when you have like, you know, Concrete was starting to do his contents. And look at him now. Look how big he is now. And that's when people started brainstorming, doing things and, you know, starting new things. You know, they got to revolve around the new changes that we're going through, which is good. So.
Yeah, because you couldn't go anywhere. You were stuck at home. So, like,
Locked down.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Locked down.
Yeah, you're just locked
You're
down,
in prison.
you know? but yeah, I mean, you know, it was a curse and a blessing at the same time, you know? So, you know, going back to, like, your upbringing, like, where are you originally from? Were you originally from the high desert?
So I originally, I was born in Usulután, El Salvador. Yeah.
Wow.
Salvadorian.
Yes. And so at 3.5 years old, I was adopted and I was brought into the States. So thank you to my stepdad. He literally gave us the life. He brought my brother and my sister along. And so we were raised here in Whittier. And once he retired, because he was, I think, 53 when he took me in. So yeah, he was older. Yeah. So once
And it was just you, no siblings? Or
Yeah, my brother and my sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my brother's the oldest, and my sister's the middle, and I'm the baby.
Wow. That is so dope, man. Like, you know, anytime I hear about like people who've been adopted, I always feel like that's such a dope thing. I've even considered about adopting. You know what I mean? Just because like I always feel like you're helping, you know, a child. Like, you know what I mean? You could save their lives by doing that. You know, there's a lot of children out there that are going through some bad times and a lot of bad situations. And here we are blessed, you know what I mean, with a lot of things. And we could easily just, you know, take in, you know, another child and try to help give them a better life. I've had a couple cousins of mine who were like adopted or their parents were adopted. And it's such like appreciation, you know, like you said about your stepdad, you know, like I'm sure you look at him like as your dad, but at the same time, it's a different kind of respect because he like adopted you. You know what I mean? Like he picked you, like
Because everyone's like, "Oh, is that your dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my dad." And then some people are like, "Oh, you don't look like him," and it's like, "Oh, it's a long story."
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's my dad. He's the only person I've ever known.
Right.
Like, at 3 years old, you don't really know anything.
yeah, you don't got to be blood to be family.
Very true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I love him.
I mean, that is true. It doesn't take a man to, you know, conceive a child. It's who's raising the child
Right.
is considered more the parents. Their
Yeah.
dad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. You know, and even like with the step parents out there, you know what I mean? Like it's the same type of thing. Like a lot of stepmoms, you know, they call them stepmom for a reason. They have to step up. Stepdads too. You know, I'm a stepdad myself. You know, with my oldest son, I have my twins that are my own kids, and you know, it's the same thing. Like I had to just step up and become a father overnight, and you know, and that was the best thing that could happen to me though. It changed my whole life. You know, I was all wild and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And once he came in to the picture, it was like, okay, I need to straighten up and get my act together because he's watching me. You know what I mean? So that was like a big, big deal, you know? So shout out to all the stepdads up there,
Hey,
to all the
guys.
foster parents, that, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, all the adopted kids and stuff like that. Like, shout out to you guys, you know what I'm saying? But thank you so much for being here. And we got like some stuff going on right here. We got some straight bling blingage up in here. So we got, you know what I mean? We got Miss Route 66. That's a dope title. Just the fact that there's so much history of Route 66.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much things that go on with that. How did you get into that realm of getting into the pageants and all that? Especially what you were saying with the kind of childhood you had of being like bullied, and now you're wearing a crown now. Like, how do you go from that to that?
So totally gonna be honest. A lot of people were just like, "Karen, there's so much potential, so much work that you've accomplished, but you're always so busy hiding. Like you're the kind of person that you love watching people's visions come to life, but when is your moment and your time?" And I was just like, man, like, I don't know what these people are talking about. Like, they're crazy. Because I still didn't know, like, I loved being involved in my community. I loved everything about it. And I was just like, I feel like this is enough. But I am, like, my real full-time job, it's in the political world. So I see all the chaos. I see, like, I call myself a community specialist, but my real title is a field district representative for one of our senators here in the state of California. So, like, it's just, I get to see everything that happens. So I was like, you know, what can I do to shed a little light here in this high desert? Because we're just known as dirt and chaos. And so I was just like, man, like, what do I do? Like, how do I even begin this? And I was like, also, like, what can I do to start feeling confident about myself, too? So I had a friend, we were talking, and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be photographing a pageant. And I was like, oh, like, those, like, are still a thing? She's like, yeah. And so, like, we started talking about it. She's like, you should go for it because you know your community. And I was like, girl, I was like, I don't know anything about pageants. And so she was like, don't worry about it. It's an easy one. It's not like one of those where you have to do like I mean, you could do a talent, but I did not sign up for that part.
The song and dance and all that. Yeah,
I was like, I'm not ready there.
Juggling and stuff, you know.
So I was just like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And she's like, well, I know you're a very religious person, so why don't you pray about it? And I was like, you right, I'm gonna do that. And so I remember being like, God, if this is from you, then you will make a way and you will provide for a way. And so I was mentioning it around my community, and I was like, yeah, I was just like, what do you guys feel about me going into pageantry? And someone was like, let us know when and where. We'll pay for the way. And I was like, you'll pay for the way? And they were just like, yeah, we'll like sponsor your registration fees. We'll do this.
Nice.
And people started coming forward.
That's
and
a
I was like,
blessing.
whoa. I was like, whoa, this is for, okay, God, like, I hear you. So I signed up, and definitely I went like, there was a lot of tough competition. And I came in not knowing anything. I didn't have a pageant walk. I also over-explained my life in the application. I thought it was just for them to get to know me.
Yeah.
And they just read the whole thing. So the whole time I was like, just doing the walk and being so embarrassed. And I was like, these judges know for a fact I did not mean to write all of this.
Yeah.
I just thought I was so embarrassed. So you can tell on part of my walk, I was just like, yeah, so it was, but I was just like, even if I just went princess, or just like, even if I just went, it's the fact that I put myself out there.
Right.
And I'm doing this for home. Like, I'm doing this for the high desert. Like, I also work for a nonprofit that helps out families and individuals with special needs. So I was just like, I also want to represent them because I have an anxiety and panic disorder, and that's what led me into therapy. So it's like when people hear that, they see you as weak. And it's like, no, like, you don't know the challenges that people with disabilities face constantly. And they're just like, oh, well, they're autistic, or they have ADHD, or they have this, so they are not capable of doing things like this. And it's like, yes, we can. We can do anything that we set our minds to. So I was like, I need to be an example, and I need to shed a light. And that's what led me into the Miss Route 66.
That's crazy because like you say things like that, like some of the issues that you have like with yourself, and you would think like those are like the worst things to have when you're in a beauty pageant. Like, it's the total opposite, you know what I mean? But that's such a good tool though, because you have to push yourself to like get over certain things, you know? So like, I don't know, like me coming up, like I always felt like beauty pageants had like a lot of drama behind the scenes. Like, have you ever seen those TV shows with the young girls?
Yeah.
The little girls and the moms are all fighting and stuff. Like,
Exactly.
is that real? Or is it like real competition? Like, cause you know, when girls are on stage at the pageants, they're all nice, but backstage, I bet they're like, you ain't, you know what I mean?
The two pageants that I've been in, they've been really, really sweet.
Oh, that's good.
There are like the little like jabs where you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she wants to get competitive. Okay. But it's just like the healthiness of it. But yeah, all of them were super sweet. They were amazing competition, all of them.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's, like you said, it's competition. You got to have some type of little edge in there. You know what I mean? Can't always just be all kumbaya. You know what I mean? But no, that's dope. So now we got another one here. We got Miss US, right?
Yeah.
What was the story with that one? How did that one come about?
So this one's called Women of Achievement, which is super amazing.
Dang, I see that.
Yeah.
All right.
So with Miss Route 66, it kind of had certain limitations. So I was like, dang it. I was like, I want something where I can take it all over the high desert. Like I want to do so much more with it. And I was like, you know what? I was like, what if I like did a high end one, like a pageant? I was like, what would that look like? So I went back to the same person because she's in the pageant world. And she was like, oh, well, there's one called Women of Achievement. And I feel like you would be a really great one because with that pageant, it focuses on women diversity where you bring a platform and you showcase that platform the whole entire pageant. So it's like, whose platform is going to win at the end of the day? And she's like, Karen, you have multiple. You have like your Senate work. You have Rocking Our Disabilities. And you also have, at the time, I'm still working on it now, it's called the Small But Mighty Project, where I'm showcasing fourth graders all the way to high schoolers how to start volunteering young because you can really make a difference just by volunteering.
And that's just so awesome because we were talking about this earlier. Like you're a community organizer. That's what you are. You're a natural born one.
Definitely.
You know, I used to be, well, I still am. I wish I didn't have to work at the job I have, but if I could change it, trust me. You know, it's just awesome just to see. And then who you're going to reach out to. You're going to reach out to those other young ladies, those little niñas.
Yeah.
You know,
my
that
daughter.
and look where you're at now.
Yeah, it's definitely been a journey. Like when I see the girls, because I hosted my very first one in November where I brought out the Adelanto Unified School District and I brought in the mayor of Victorville to kind of talk to them about her journey. We had someone from the police department come in and talk about child protective services. We had High Desert Second Chance because a lot of kids, you have no idea how many kids are hungry out in Adelanto. And I had brought our assemblyman out, myself, and VVTA because a lot of people have transportation issues.
Yes.
And the kids were so excited because they were like, we have a place where we can get food. We have resources on how to get rides. And if like my parents need anything, like police or like when the mayor was talking about like different things that you can do out in the community, they were so excited. And so like, I was just like, wow, like this is what I want to bring forward to this. Like I said, we are more than just dirt and chaos here.
Exactly.
Like
Preach.
there's so many nonprofits that are making a difference. There's so many people making a difference. Like this high desert is growing. And if you really look at it, we're more small-owned businesses than anything else. So like, why not showcase that? Because we have so much to offer. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go all in for this. And this one, it was the talent, the speech, the swimsuit, the evening gown, like everything you can imagine. It was the full thing.
Nice.
Yes.
What was your talent?
So my talent was photography. So I did a little speech on looking behind the lens, and I was like, you guys may not see what I see, but I'll show you what I see. So then I appeared on the screen, and I was like, why are you like here? And it was kind of like my alter ego. So we were fighting back and forth.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I was just like, okay, I was like, I think I got this from now. I was like, I'm just going to shut you off. And so I shut her off, and it went instantly into like everything that I've been doing for the community.
Nice.
So they got to see like
Wow.
how like my church operates, because we're currently going to be hosting a High Desert We Love You campaign where we are partnering up with 5 different nonprofits, and we're going to give, serve, and donate back into these communities for a whole week.
Wow.
So I showcased that. I showcased Rocking Our Disabilities. I showcased High Desert Second Chance. And then just like all the events that like are happening that I'm in, I was just like, I need them to see this because, like I said, maybe they're the next person to take that step. But there was so many great platforms out there, and I was just like, wow, like even if I don't win, the fact that like I showcased this, it was crazy. So when they mentioned my name as winning, I was like, wait, what?
No
Was that-
way. You said no way.
Yeah, because the girl that I was competing for, they were just like, oh, you guys are gonna go up there, and then whoever loses, you just bow out and get out. But something had happened, like I don't know if it was like a misorganization, but they accidentally brought the girl up and gave her a different title. And then they were just like, oh, and like the winner for Women of Achievement Miss US is Karen. I was just like, huh? I was like, wait. I was like, am I supposed to walk out? and I was so confused. And then the girls were just like, you won. And I was like, oh, I should move. It was so funny because you just see like a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So I was
That
just
is
like, this
tight.
is for you, High Desert.
Oh, there you go.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that is so dope. Well, thank God for people like you that are in the community that, like you said, want to shine light. And then like shout out to Cozy too, because like he's another guy that's like doing like the same type of stuff. And it's crazy because I lived here my whole life. I lived in Victorville my whole life, and I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen everything that this place is all about. And me and Nesto always talk about this all the time because growing up, we didn't really see a lot of good, positive things out here. I mean, and when it was very, very like
Minimal.
Yes, and not enough like praise on it. You know what I'm saying? So thank God for like people like you and social media, because social media just takes everything to a whole different just plateau. Like you said, there's so many events, there's so many people out here doing positive things. Now we can show it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why like people like you and like Cozy and like so Vita, from Route 66.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like people like
Family
that.
Spot.
Yeah, the fam spot.
Fam Spot.
Oh yeah, Danny Boy, like all of them. Like it's just finally it's that time where we're like, man, now we got some some credibility out here. We can show what we're all about. Like you said, we're not just all about. I like that. What'd you say? Dirt and chaos.
Dirt and chaos.
I like that. You know what I mean? We got to get some
catchy,
shirts
girl.
made that say dirt.
Some merch.
We're more than dirt and chaos. You know what I mean?
and that seems to happen all the time. Everybody thinks about Victorville like it's a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of drug addicts. I mean, yeah, we do. But what other city doesn't have that?
Exactly.
And the thing is that
True.
I'm not trying to put him down or anything, but like Hugo. I mean, he always reports all the negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the positive
Positive
stuff?
stuff. Yeah.
I mean, if people were to see more of the positive stuff, they wouldn't think that the high desert is that bad.
Bad. Yep.
I mean, everybody thinks, oh, Victorville, oh, Apple Valley, oh man, no,
Yeah.
we're not gonna go over there. There's a lot of killing over there, but it's not like that. I mean, when like Julian said, we've been living here for almost my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the thick and thin, and it's changed a lot.
We were involved in a lot of the thick too.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
yeah.
And then as for me, I wasn't born raised here. I was, born raised down the hill.
P-Town.
Well, South Almani and then P-Town, Pomona. I did raise my daughters up here, though. I left once, came back, but I love it up here. I've been up here 30 plus years. And what it is, though, is because it's not like we're not a metropolitan yet. We will be, though, but to see like the grassroots things that you're doing, the networking, like I love that. I come from that, though. Like my family, natural born community organizers. So that's how it's in my blood. I've learned all that. But it's just awesome to see like just all the empowerment that you're doing in the community. Not just for women, for the children, for, people that have been, or people that are going through what you've been through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously having God number one in your life. So
and
that's
like
awesome.
you said, I think you said earlier too, like, the new generation is watching all this stuff. So it's going to like just kind of open the door because like, like my family, my parents, they were hardworking people, but they weren't really all about like giving back to the community. They were the community, you know what I mean? So I wanted to change the, kind of like break the cycle, you know what I mean? So like with my kids, they're going to see me and my family and my wife, like going out there, giving back, letting them know, hey, we're blessed. Like I said earlier, we're blessed. And there's some people who aren't, so it's our job to help out. That's like planting the seed, you know what I'm saying, for
Exactly.
our seeds. So now they're going to grow up saying, man, I used to see my dad and my mom, help the homeless or whatever, this and that. Like it has to start somewhere.
It does.
So that's why like, big, shout out to you and everybody that's doing that. Cause it's just a movement going on.
And I'm one of those children, that was always at outreaches. My mom was a single mom. And, growing up, it's like you get embarrassed you feel like, oh man, it's just a handout. But no, man, we got blessed all the time, you know? And then the community stuff, you know, pageantry, you know, I've seen it growing up, not been a part of it, but like in South Almani, they would have them for like from little babies to grown, you know, teenagers and stuff. And my cousin Frankie would always win because
Oh, yeah?
he was like the good looking little baby boy,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Was he doing pop locking or what? Was he-
Like, he just had this cute little chunky cheek.
Who
Shout
can
out
suck
to you,
the bottle
Frankie.
better? Who can suck the bottle better?
He's doing head spins. Damn, that baby
With
gets
the
down.
long, like those little long eyelashes, you know. He was a poster board for all the
He got
Chicanos.
it's that baby face, you know what I mean?
Who has that
Yeah.
saggy? Who has a saggy diaper?
Yeah. And like we were saying, the Latinos, we got the good genes, you know what I mean?
That's
The
right.
older we get, the younger we're looking, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We be drinking that good water,
Yeah.
that fire
so
water.
So you're what's your nationality? Because you did mention a little bit. You're Salvadorian.
Yeah, full Salvadorian, nothing else. I wish.
Dope,
That's nice. That's nice.
Hey, that's cool, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, shoot, Salvadorian food, fire,
Yes,
you know what I
them.
mean?
Pupusa.
Papusas. Do you know how to make them?
Brothers,
I don't know how to make them, but plátanos, you have my
Oh
heart.
yes,
Plátano
those are
macho.
fire.
My brother is Salvadorian, so I mean we have that on our side of the family. So we get
Dang.
pupusas, we get.
You're half
plátano
Salvadorian?
machos. No, my brother-in-law is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so we
Close enough.
He does.
No.
Yeah.
He's not my brother.
Well, no, because a lot of people get offended when you say.
He's been around long enough. He's my brother. You know what I mean? But yeah, he shows his family. You know, we think we all get along. You know, his family. You know, and our family gets together and they do their thing, and then we do our thing. So it's pretty cool.
I know, because like with me, I'm Mexican American Panamanian. So, but I was raised more with my mom's family, with the Mexican side, the Chicana side. You know, been to Panama when I was little. You know, I haven't been back yet, but I wish I kind of learned how to cook the Panamanian food. I know how to eat it though. That stuff is fire too.
You don't know how to cook none of it?
I know how to make the plátanos fritos.
Oh, okay.
You know, and arroz
Well,
con
call me up when you-
pollo.
Tutorial. You know what I mean? We'll be here.
Yep.
No, that's dope. That's dope. So, like, I see, you know, a lot of content you do. You're going around, and then I like to call them hidden gems.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of hidden gems out here in the desert. I'm gonna ask you, like, out of all the places you've been, like, what's probably one of your favorite places you've been? Like, let's talk food wise first.
Food wise, oh my god.
In the high desert.
So, whoever's sponsoring you the most, shout them.
Shout out.
You better pick them. You better pick them.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. They're all good. It's really hard to.
And really, right now, what's popping is the food trucks.
Oh yeah.
Like the food trucks probably got the best food more than the restaurants sometimes.
Capone's.
Hey, shout out to Capone, man. Hey, heck yeah.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Madrinas too.
Which one? The one that we had that day?
And Madrinas, she's on Main Street over there by Cottonwood. She has a food truck. They do bomb tacos.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They're there Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays.
Watch
Okay.
out.
I know the schedule on the menu.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Pacifico Azul. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are good. They come to my work.
Do they?
Yes, they do on Fridays.
Oh,
Their
what?
carne
Yeah.
asada fries with hot Cheetos.
Oh,
Say
snap.
less.
Azul. I've never
Say
heard of that one.
less.
Fire.
Was it
Yes.
food truck?
Yes.
Can we do a phone order and get some Grubhub to come
I
over here real
know.
quick?
What's today, Thursday? I think he's in Spring Valley Lake.
Oh, we're heading over there.
Oh, he's getting paid the big tips over there at Spring Valley Lake. He's like, I ain't going to downtown no more. I'm going to Spring Valley Lake,
Yep.
get more money.
He had like octopus tacos when he gave me some, and I was
Octopus.
like, octopus, and he's like, just try it. I was like,
Yeah.
Crunchy.
but it was actually really good.
Yeah.
So was it chewy? The texture.
Well, it's kind of like calamari, right? The
What were
calamari's
they,
a little
was it
chewy,
fried
but...
though, or was it depends how they cook it though?
It's
I don't
probably like
remember.
tripas.
There was like
Hey,
all
that's
the
your-
food
that's
was
your
so
joint right
good.
there.
Me.
Couldn't.
That's on me.
Now, you know what, though? Like, growing up, my mom used to, like, not tell us what it was. You know what I mean?
Just eat it.
Oh,
Yeah, because she would
Yeah.
make, but she would make, like, lengua
Hey.
sandwiches.
Hey, but,
really?
hey, but then afterwards, she would tell you.
So me and my friends would come in. We're all, you know, little, and we were like, man, we're hungry. So I made you guys some sandwiches. Grubbing, bro. Grubbing. We're like,
They're over there
oh.
like-
And even my white friends were like, oh my God, this is great.
Didn't even question it. Huh?
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, what is this? And I was like, Mom, what is that? She's like, oh, just eat it. You know, we eat it, and later on, she's like, it's cow tongue. What? But it was bomb. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or like, she'd do that with like liver sometimes. She would make liver and wouldn't tell us it was liver. And we'd be all grabbing
But it
it.
was bomb.
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 But after we found out what it was, we're like, don't
He's
give
like,
us
never
that.
again, never again.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
Pass.
don't tell me next time.
Next.
You know what I mean? That's the old trick, though. You know. Yeah, I gotta try octopus. That sounds fire. You know what I mean? Like, especially like you said, the way you cook it, the way you season it, and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna start a show called Dine and Dash pretty soon, where we're gonna go. Well, we're not gonna do a real dine. I mean, we're gonna dine. We're not really gonna dash. Yeah. We're gonna pay with cash. You know?
Yeah.
No, but
They're gonna dash to us.
yeah. I know, like, same thing. We're going to go around to all the food places and kind of do, like, little short documentaries on them, like, the owner and their customers and the whole, like,
best plate.
Yeah, the best stuff on the menu and stuff like that. But we just call it dash because we're, like, on the move, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not really going to dine and dash, so... Owners, don't be scared. We're not gonna.
We're just gonna
run.
do like a hit and run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna hit it. We're gonna run.
But we're gonna pay.
Yeah.
You
You know
guys
what I
are
mean?
gonna have so much fun though, because like every single time you interview a small-owned business person, they always have such an amazing background story, and you're just like, whoa, like you went from that to this to that,
Right.
and you're here, and it's just like crazy the obstacles that they go through. So it's uplifting here.
Yeah,
so.
it is. That was the whole point that we wanted to make the Chop Shop, because the Chop Shop is like, yeah, we want to like, do our interviews and show our personality and stuff, but the main purpose of this show is to get the stories and to get like the backstory, like really like the obstacles that people had to go through. Like you said, what you went through as a kid, and now look at you now. Like those things are inspiring. That's what we're trying to do. We just want to inspire people out here in the desert. Because we can easily be out here and be, just being negative and starting all kinds of drama. That's easy to do. Yeah, that's too easy.
Way too easy.
You know what I mean? Everybody, and a lot of people say, well, the only way your podcast is going to blow up is if you're negative. Or, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going to have a blown up podcast then. Because I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? There's too much.
Positive.
Yeah,
Very
like we want to
positive.
change. You want to change it up a little bit and just kind of give light and have different people. We're gonna have like music artists, people like you who are in on the political side and all that, just to show the diversity of the desert. Because like you said, it's like a big melting pot if you really think of it. And that's the best part. So what's next for you? Like after, are you gonna do more pageants or are you kind of done with that? Do you want to move on to something else? What is the next thing?
Yes, I will be going for more pageants.
Well, let us know. We'll be
Yes,
there.
we'll be there.
Well, we'll be there to support
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? Like we always say, like whenever you're part of the Chop Shop, now you're family. Now you know what I mean. So we got you. You know what I mean? Anything you got going on, So let us know when you run in or you're gonna do your thing. We'll be there.
Any events you do that we can go to, let us know. We'll go over there, support whatever we can. We'll be there and help.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be an amazing addition to it, because like I said, we're all here making a difference,
Right.
And like you were talking about earlier, like a lot of people are like, you have to do this to make it, and then like I hear this a lot in the community, and it gets on my nerves, where people are like, you have to be shady, like it's all about competition, and it's like no, it's community over competition.
That's right.
And
Collaborating.
yeah. So like, how are we supposed to make a difference if we're all competing against each other? Like that's not going to go anywhere. And so like you said, it's community over competition.
What about the Latino community part? Like, do you speak Spanish?
I do.
Okay,
Nice.
awesome.
It's a little broken, but it's good. It's decent.
Oh hell yeah.
That's why like with my little, so I love kids, and so fun fact, sorry, Knott's Berry Farm for me saying this, but I used to be a character at Knott's Berry Farm.
Really?
What? Oh, which one? Lucy? Was it Lucy?
So I started off as Snoopy, yeah.
Really?
I wasn't expecting Snoopy. Dang. I thought she was gonna say Lucy or something like that. Man, I was Snoop Dogg up in that mug. What's cracking?
But you have no idea how many people are like Snoop Dogg, and I was like, but
So
yeah,
see walking in the Snoopy outfit, like, what the heck? Damn.
I used to do a lot of things in that costume.
fun.
It was so much fun. I used to run away from people, and then there was one time where, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I was giving a hard time to the CEO of Knott's Berry Farm. I just thought it was some random guy in a suit, and I was running around him and just doing random stuff. And he went up to my boss and was like, "Who is the person inside Snoopy?" And he's like, "That's Karen."
Oh,
He was just like,
Downed you out.
he's like, "I can put her in another position if you need me to." He's like, no. He's like, does she have another role aside from where she's
Well,
at
let's see how
right
she is as Charlie Brown.
Right?
Good old Chuck, old boy, huh? Yeah, Snoopy ain't working out for her. Let's see how she is as Charlie Brown.
I literally, when I got
Too much.
Woodstock. Oh my God. So when you're at Knott's Berry Farm, did you ever get involved in the Knott's Scary Farm?
No.
I was gonna say, were you a zombie or anything like that?
was not
With the knee
scary
pads?
enough.
Oh man,
She was Thriller.
I would have been like the biggest weenie out there. I would have been scaring myself. Oh my goodness.
that's tight.
No, it was funny. I remember walking into the office and he's just like, so the man you were messing around, giving a hard time and Snoopy, he's like, that was the CEO of the company. And I was like, okay. I was like, I will go pack up my stuff. And he's like, no. He's like, we're actually going to audition you for the theater portion. And I was like, wait, what? And like, I love dancing, acting, all that stuff. So I was just like, ooh, bet, let's go. So then that's how I became Linus and Charlie Brown.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So
You were a couple of characters.
yeah, I was Lucy every once in a while, but because I was so little, the dress was like to my ankles. So I just looked so misproportioned. So I could barely be in her, but
Can we get an altar, please? Altar, please.
Yeah.
alterations, please come.
That is sick. I always used to think about people like that. Like, I wonder if they like that job.
Is there fans in there?
No, there's no fans.
Oh, so it gets hot.
It gets hot.
Oh, I can't imagine in summer.
It's so bad.
How many breaks do you get? Like, do you get a lot of breaks, or you got to
So-
go out there and just hustle?
Okay, so according to like state law, it really like depends, but so it's 30 minutes in, 30 minutes out.
Okay.
So you're on set for 30 minutes and then you're resting for 30
I wonder why I
minutes.
saw Charlie Brown smoking a cigarette over
know,
there by the
on the
bathroom. He was all sweating. He was all.
Hey, Charlie, what are you doing over there?
I'm like, I don't look like no cigarette,
It is like
Charlie.
the movies when they come
Like a
out,
blunt.
they're all sweaty.
Yeah, because you get drenched. It's so gross. Even in winter, you're drenched, and it's so
Oh
nasty.
man,
Are the costumes heavy?
Though, yeah, those are. Disney
they look
more-
heavy. The
Disney
head
more-
looks heavy.
Yeah.
So the head
feet
used to
look
be a
heavy.
backpack.
Feet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the head is a backpack. So you're kind of like, not necessarily, it's not a helmet, but it's like a huge backpack. And then you have like a metal bar that goes down. And you have
supports
two
it.
straps. Yeah. You have a strap on your chest and then a strap like on your hips. And then it holds the head up.
Oh
So if
my
you don't put
God.
the strapping right, it goes forward.
We don't need no manufacturing companies making this, okay?
Yeah, because
Damn,
pretty
sounds like
soon
you
in
need an
the
oil change in
future
that
we're gonna get a chopper.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. That's true. We want to get the
wanna
real
get the logo.
Yeah, we want to get the
Yes.
real big chops
Mascot.
over here.
Yeah, the mascot.
Whoever could take the heat though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Just remember 30 minutes in, 30
It's not gonna be the
minutes
chop
out.
shop. It's gonna be the sweat shop in that thing.
Yeah.
You know. Shoot. That's for sure.
Get it dry clean because if you don't,
Ooh.
it smells bad.
Yeah.
yeah.
We ain't doing all that.
We're gonna have to put some built-in fans in there.
Yeah,
dog.
Yeah.
Hey, you can make one.
I can
Put a
make
little
Yeah.
generator in there.
battery operated.
They're like, damn,
Solar panel.
Snoopy, yeah. Big Chops is all shaking at the heck.
And he starts breakdancing. Ding,
Yeah,
ding,
heck
ding,
yeah. He's all
ding,
chopping.
ding.
We're chopping meat.
No, that's dope. That's dope. I mean, I like the way that you like do your content, like, you know, with kind of like how like you're hosting in a way, like you know what I mean. Like, is that something like that you want to like pursue more? Is like I remember I asked Cozy this same thing. I was like, where do you want this to go? Because like when you get things popping like on social media and stuff like that, and they see your character, they see like your charisma, and they see, you know, your personality, it could lead to a lot of things. It could lead to TV, movies. Like, is that something that you thought about?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, I'm too much of an animated person.
Right.
Like literally, you could ask everyone in the community. They're just like, "Oh yeah, she's a happy, healthy chicken nugget. She's always running around somewhere. Like we could just never hold her still."
Wow.
And so I'm either jumping around or walking up and down. I cannot say still. I'm surprised I'm still today.
So you would do good in like the improv, like the improv stuff. Have you ever tried that?
I have not.
You should.
I get
It's fun.
nervous, but
I had to do that in high school. I had to take an elective and I had to do a drama class, right? And that whole thing was just improv. You know what I mean? So they tell you like, what's your pet peeve? Hurry up, go out there on stage and go say your pet peeve real quick. Like everything was like fast. Like you had to be like really quick, but like, you know, since you say you like can't stop moving and this and like that, you'd be perfect for improv, you know?
Yeah.
And then you get creative, you know, and then you feed off of energy from other people that you're working with. Cause they'll throw something at you and then you be like, oh, let me, you know, it's cool. I think you would really like it. I think they do stuff like that at the college.
They do. I think
At
so.
BBC, I think you can like do like improv classes and all that stuff. Yeah, but I could definitely see you and like doing some movies, commercials, and stuff like that. And it's funny because I've been encouraging like my nephew. My nephew's really talented. He's like 15 years old, and I've been telling him like, man, start going to auditions.
Shout out to Jaden.
Yeah, and I was like, all you know, the worst thing they could do is tell you no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then usually that's part of the business anyway.
Yeah.
Start going auditions, start showing your face. Just get the experience, you know, like even if they don't pick you, it's cool. The experience is there. You learn a lot.
You can't
The fact
be.
that you stepped out of your comfort zone. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You can't be scared.
No.
Yeah, no.
I mean, of the no.
Yeah.
If you don't try, you're not gonna. You're never gonna know if you can be able to do it or not.
Right.
I mean, and at the same time, you know, you can get that feedback on what you need to work on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a positive thing, you know.
Definitely. So I want to kind of go back to like your community role that you have, you know, since you're like in there, like what is some of like things that we could be looking forward to in the high desert coming up, like any new like I don't know, events like in the works or anything like that? Since you're in there, like, and you collab with people, like, is there anything coming up soon in the high desert that, you know, people could be looking forward to at all?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Well, I know High Desert, we love you. Definitely. It kicks off August 18th to the 24th. Like I said, we're partnering up with 5 different nonprofits, so every single day we're serving them for a couple hours. On Sunday, we're going to be stuffing the bus with VVTA with lightly used clothing. And we're going to take that over once we fill up the buses to High Desert Second Chance. And then on Monday, we're going to sort the clothing out. And her goal and our goal is to bless 500 families that day.
Wow.
So for clothing, like, you know, for like the kids or for themselves, like any of that stuff.
That's huge.
On Tuesday and Wednesday, we are blessing Family Assistance Program and redoing their whole playground for the kids to have like a place to play. On Thursday, we are helping out Rescue Mission Alliance, which we will be helping them redecorate their office and getting them to like just more space, I guess, and make it look more newer. Renovations, there we go. That's the word. And on Friday, we are helping out God's Hand Extended with their food pantry. And on Saturday, we're helping out Moses Ministries, and they're doing a resource fair. So they're bringing out all the resources that they have to help out families and anything that they need. I know they focus on kids from 5 and younger to get anything like they need, from like formulas to diapers and just like any type of assistance that they need. So that's a really big thing happening in the high desert, and
they've been around for a long time.
yeah,
Do you guys collaborate with domestic violence shelters?
we do.
You guys do? Okay.
I know there's for Hope House, they're having like a walk for them in September. That's coming up, which is, I know Sylvia Romo is getting that up, and it's going to be at the fairgrounds.
Nice.
There's like so many things. Oh my goodness. I'm like trying to name them all.
Yeah, there is. You know? Yeah, and same thing. Like we know a lot of people too, and they have so many things coming up, and I'm like, man, it's hard to keep track. I wish we could go to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but we can't. We're only, you know, we can only be in so many
Limited,
places.
yeah.
You know, but it's hard to keep up. But that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. You know, compared to what it used to be. You know, but yeah, that's super dope. What are some of the perks of being Miss Route 66? Like, what does that come with? Like, do you get like the nod? Like, you know, when you like, or what are some of the perks when you win pageants like that?
Oh my gosh. I actually have not, I have not had the royalties
You haven't used that
yet.
pool yet, huh?
Yeah, I have not used that pool yet.
You haven't used that pool yet, huh?
I have not used
Didn't
it.
use that card yet.
Yeah.
No.
I would. I'd be wearing that crown everywhere I go. I'll be pumping gas with the crown. I'd be like, shoot, who's gonna pump my gas for me? What's up?
What lowrider can I be in today?
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I just like using the term of you're in front of royalty now.
There you go. Okay,
like,
okay,
Karen.
that's a good perk, you know.
What are you talking about?
Because most people could say that, but they can't back it up. You could back it up.
Yeah.
You
Take the time, let's go.
Yep.
Queen G, you can back it up. You know what I'm saying? You got the earrings that say
That's
Queen
right.
G.
Reyes? as the
Queen
last
G.
name?
Reyes is my last name, my
Bro.
maiden name.
Check it.
That means
She
kings
gangsta.
in
Get
Spanish.
it.
She's straight gangster.
Damn.
That's right, Queen G.
That's on period.
No, that's tight. That's tight. That's tight.
Yes.
Yeah, I always
reina.
wondered that because I see like, you know, like the beauty pageants and I'm like, damn, well, like what do they get out of that? I mean, besides like winning, you know, but I'm like, do they get like money? Do they get a free trip? Do they get something?
Some of them do have
Really?
like they have cash rewards. Like for example, for this one, I got the People's Choice Award.
Ooh, nice.
So I did get some cash money for it. There was an essay that you could write where you can win money off of that.
Dope.
There was like
Dope.
other things. For this one, there wasn't really like any cash prizes on the side. But next time, go big or go home. So I'm gonna go for Miss.
Girl, you're gonna
US
go big.
Miss USA.
There
Yes.
we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
It's crazy because I was at National Night Out, and one of the owners, Ruby from JR and Tacos, she was talking to me. She's like, "Okay, so are you gonna go for Miss USA?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm actually like considering it." I was like, "But the problem is that only one girl can represent California, so that means I would have to compete against 70 girls." And I was like, "Which
Got
that's
God's
a
favor on
little-" Yeah, I was like, "That's a little bit intimidating, but if it's God's will, it will happen." And she's like, "Remember, girl," she's like, "never go for like." Never aim low. You have to aim for the gold. And I was
Exactly.
like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Overshoot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, bringing out the Olympics. Okay.
That's right.
You never know. Maybe you'll be on the rose at the Rose Parade.
Oh, that is goals. So if you guys hear it, let me
That's what I'm talking about.
Pasadena.
Pasadena, let me know.
That is dope. That is
Let me know.
dope.
And I know you mentioned that you do photography also.
I do.
You have your own business.
Yes, so it's called Katie Vision and Vibes.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Dang.
So I'm
So you get vision. You do
Official.
vision and vibes.
Yeah.
You get a combo.
Have you made a commercial yet?
I have not.
VV. Vision and
There you
vibes.
go.
Victorville. What's pop? What? Damn, girl, you were subliminal with that one. I didn't even know.
Dang.
Okay.
You should wear a crown with that, girl.
That's tight.
So it's great. Like this has really helped out a lot. Because like I said, when it's I already have a downfall with my name, Karen. And then right when I'm just like, oh yeah, I work for politics, people are like,
Oh, yeah.
Just say your
yeah.
name in Spanish.
That's a bad
Shoot.
mixture.
There's a Karen that lives behind me.
so when I'm like, oh,
And she's on hood politics.
Hey, but she
huh?
don't-
And she's all hood politics. Leaving notes on my door and everything.
But she don't have a crown.
She leaves her email on there. If you have any concerns, just email me. Like, dang, Karen.
Dang.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, you know,
You're actually the first person to catch the VV.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, hold on here. I'm telling you, I was born and raised in Victorville. You know what I mean? I could sense when there's real.
It's in his blood.
Yes,
It's
it's in his
he has a
blood.
tattoo of it.
Yeah, I got a tattoo and everything. I'm official. You know
he
what I
has
mean?
a center, and when the beat
Yeah,
goes
he's like,
off,
Yeah, it's like the
triggers it.
Spidey sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. Like photography is such a artistic
Yeah.
expression too. You know, a lot of photographers don't get enough credit. You know, because they feel like, oh, you're just taking pictures. Like it's one of those things that people think like anybody can do that, but it's like, okay, but can you take a good picture though?
Yeah.
Can you take a good picture that has like some depth with like some meaning, some substance to it?
Capture that moment.
Exactly.
You know?
And a lot of people like they take pictures and they're like, oh, I could just take pictures. It's like, no, there's more to it than
Like
that.
when you capture that moment, and then you could even see if you're a real visual person, you could smell the flowers in the background, the whole ambiance. You know.
Yeah, I have had really great mentors. And do you guys know who Charity Reyes is?
I've heard-
Mayor
I've
Gabriel
heard of
Reyes'
him.
wife.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Her. So she is such an amazing like media person. And before I used to just snap pictures, you know, grab the double chin y todo. I just wasn't grasping everything. Yeah. And I remember one time she was like, hey, Karen, like, remember when you're taking pictures, you have to story tell. Like, do the picture what do you see? What do you hear? Like the whole, like, can you smell the flowers? Can you smell everything?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I just been grabbing pictures of people.
Yeah.
And so just working alongside her, I was like, wow, like this is amazing. And then a couple months later, I bumped into Raphael from Rafa Productions. And he was the one that was just like, okay, let me like define this.
Shout out to Rafa Productions.
Yep.
So
Stephanie.
I was like, well, like, thank you so much. And then I started working with Alpha Films with July. And because his is like more the videography side. And I was like, whoa, like, okay. So I have had really great mentors along the way.
Awesome.
And if it wasn't for them, like, I think I would still be grabbing that double chin y todo.
Yeah.
Like, I know I can edit it out, but
Yeah.
now there's more of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that AI could take that double chin right out
Yeah.
right now. You know what I mean?
It's just,
Yeah.
you got to take a picture of what you want people to see.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody has that eye for certain things, but when you do, you do.
Yeah, much respect to like photographers and the video, you know, the people who do videos and production and all that. Because like I said, that's a different skill, different kind of eye that you got to have. You know, to me, they're artists. I feel like photographers are
Yeah,
artists.
most definitely.
You know, like especially like with the editing too, and the way that they can make things look a different way. Like I said, not everybody can do that stuff. You
And
know
even
what I mean?
with AI, like there's still little things that we see, and it's like we know we can make it better,
Right.
but like what can you do to make it better?
Yeah.
And then it's the lighting, the situation. There's so much
The
that goes
music
into
in the
it.
background.
Yeah,
Piano playing.
Man, I don't know if
the
I want to
whistle
do
blowing.
photography no more.
it's so much fun. It's just the editing that gets a little tedious. And then when you have so many projects, it's like, oh man, you get so eager to work on all of them, and you don't know which one to go to.
Yeah.
Which one is fun?
Yeah. I feel like I got a good little eye for photography too, but I do it on my phone. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I mean,
but this guy's an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I love any type of art. It could be music, films. I mean, no matter what it is, I'm like fascinated with it. Like, you know, I guess I'm a nerd. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I get real nerded
Have you
out
seen
though.
his-
That's a talent.
his work?
That's a talent.
Well, I just look at things different. Like, I could see like images and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh, dang, like I just think like, dang, like what made them think of doing that, or why did they go with that approach?
I wish
Same
I
thing
had
with
that.
photography though, because when people do photos, and sometimes they could be like really weird photos, but then you're like, okay, there had to have been a reason why they did it that way or something like that. It makes you think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So such a creative realm to be in is photography. That's dope. Where do you want to go further with that? Do you want to like do like how far do you want to do with the photography?
So with photography, my like goal in life was to work for CW. I really wanted to do the marketing, the content making, the videography, all that great stuff. Because at the time they had all the DC characters like the Flash, Arrow. I'm a nerd. I'm a DC nerd.
Me too. Me
So
too.
I was like, I'm
Nothing
gonna get
wrong with
there. And now that all of that is gone, I mean, CW still has my heart, but now it's being geared towards Sony. So
That's crazy. We're about to sign a record deal with Sony.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Iceberg. Iceberg,
Iceberg.
Culture Rich.
Yeah.
Culture Rich just got a big distribution deal with Sony, so we're going to be collaborating with Sony. Probably going on a big tour with them pretty soon. I think what we're talking about. What did I tell you? We're going to like Germany and Hong Kong and all that.
All that for 9 months.
Yeah, we need a photographer.
Hey.
hey, hit me up. Let me know. I'm available.
Karin.
I'll come in with a crown. and
Work
everything.
on your Spanish. Work on
Yes.
your German, all that stuff. Work on all that language.
All of it. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Like, hola todos.
Yeah, you could definitely use a photographer. Yeah.
I got
Plug.
you. I got you.
No.
It was funny because for Major Vibes, I had just gotten off the stage and I was wearing like my crown and everything because I just had announced the winners. And I was like, Rafa, give me your camera. And he's like, why? I was like, I want to take like all the pictures of J-Bug because I couldn't do photography that day.
Oh, wow.
And then he's just like, you're gonna do in your crown. I was like, hey, let's go. So I'm like there in the front taking pictures of him with my crown and sash. It was so much fun. I was
Oh,
like, this is
man.
the first time everyone can say that they saw a photographer with a crown and a sash.
I've never
Bam.
seen it. I've never seen it. Yeah, that's dope.
I felt
That's
so
dope.
fancy.
Yeah, I love where photography's going at you know where it's going right here in the high desert, like guy like Rafa Productions, like his studio is like, I know it's still in the works, right, construction, but man, what he's got going on,
Yeah.
it looks dope. And I'm like, man, I don't think the high desert's ever had a photo studio like that before. I really
he's
feel like
breaking barriers.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
he
you
is.
know.
His wife is a huge powerhouse.
Vita, shout out to Vita.
Stephanie,
Shout out to
I've
Vita.
known Stephanie for years.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's a
awesome.
she's a close
visionary,
friend.
like-
yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
So-
close friend of
Yes.
ours. She is. We need people like Vita here in the community because man, she is a force.
Yes, she is.
You know what I mean? Like she runs that community down there. Everybody knows Vita over there.
Yeah.
Me and her went to go eat at a burger spot down there one time, and everybody knew her. The whole neighborhood, everybody
Yeah.
knew Vita. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But she put in the work though. You know what I mean?
We even did a couple cleanups with her.
Yeah, me and her. Yeah, we did a cleanup event
Yeah.
with them. That was dope. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's all about collaborating.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're all on the same mission here. Like we're all
true.
trying to just make this place better. And, you know, so why not collaborate? Why is it got to be like, oh, we're doing this, you guys are doing that? It's like, nah, man, like we want to be involved with what you got going on. We want you to be involved with what we got going on because it's like that's what's going to make it just go. It's going to make it move to where it needs to be, you know?
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's for sure.
But we need it. You know, we need more podcasts. We need more, different hosts. And so you being, a Latina woman in the politics world, is it still like a tough atmosphere for a woman in the politics thing? Like, because I know it always has been, or has it kind of died down a little bit?
To be honest, I haven't really seen that because if you look at all of our representatives up here in the high desert, we're all women. Like our
Liz Becerra.
yeah,
Yep.
Let's-
Shout out to Elizabeth Sarah. Been
and Deborah Jones, dude, she was.
Hey, nice.
on her for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, like our assemblyman has Risa, our lackey's office has Iris, the Senate has myself, Jay Obernolte's office has Sonia, they have Kareen, and then Paul Cook's office has Kim. So like we're all women and like we are like making history.
Yeah,
That's right.
and I love seeing because I support women like with everything they got going on because like women are like the backbone of like everything if you really break it down. Like they always say, a great man has that a great woman,
supportive woman.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. And we need more of that in our community. We need more women leaders. We need all that stuff. Like even now, like the whole like Kamala Harris stuff. Like love her or hate her, you know what I'm saying? But she might be in the running for the next president. But even that is like it's a woman that's in that.
Exactly. Just like look at Mexico. They have a woman president.
Right.
Let's go.
Right. You know what I mean? And that's dope because women have a different perspective
Yes.
than men. You know what I mean? Because when men are just running the show all the time, it's kind of same type of ego, same type of
We see details, you know what I mean?
They have, you guys, you know, I mean, they think different.
Right.
They're the opposite from us. From
Exactly.
men. I mean, they see things that we don't, and then we see things that women don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
We're also really sensitive. So sometimes
Yes.
like we wear our heart a lot. So
and that could be a downfall as well, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Like being a little too sensitive because sometimes you gotta like know you gotta know when to really like
Being
right.
humble, open, and transparent. Look.
Yes.
There you go.
you gotta be able to put your foot down.
Yeah, you gotta know when to be a real Karen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I haven't had that moment yet, but
Oh, you're like I'm Karen, but I don't want to be a real Karen. No.
I'll like literally like if I go to a restaurant and they mess up my order, I'll just pass it and be like, "Can you just tell them that there's a hair?"
Yeah.
And then they'll do it for me, and I'm like, "Cool, you guys take the phone."
Yeah,
I'll
a real
just sit
Karen
here
will get the
over here.
video and be like, "Who is your manager?
Put a
What
hair
did
in
you
my
look at
food."
these fries now?" You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but that's dope, man. Does these look cooked to you? No,
You're like Kevin Hart in that one movie.
which
He's laughing. He hasn't told us which one.
Oh man.
nah,
DJ Ernesto.
Yeah, but well, thank you so much for coming out and just spending a little time with us and
Yes.
giving us an opportunity to get to know you better because we see you out, but we see what we see, and it's good to see the actual person, explain where they come from and things that they've been through. because I know there's a lot of people who can relate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people, like stuff that you say that you went through, growing up. A lot of people are going through that stuff. And it's just so good to see situations turn where
Yeah.
you can, be somebody,
Advocacy.
you could be someone big in your community, And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, because we do a lot of stuff for our community too. I used to hear it all the time, like, oh, like, yeah, but it's just Victorville. But it's like, look, I'm not trying to change the world. But I could help change our little world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is our little world here, but we can make a difference here. We're not like gonna make a huge impact in the whole world, but hey, like this is where we're at. Why can't we, make it better? In any way we can.
Every
But
little counts.
oh, for sure.
And a little goes a long way up here.
It does.
Together.
It does. And I always say on a lot of our shows, the people in the high desert are the type of people that they got to see it to believe it.
Yep.
Like, because if you tell them, like, oh, I'm going to start a business doing this and that, they're going to be like, oh, okay. Like, right. They got to actually see you, like, doing it, and then they're going to support you.
Yep.
So when you can get, like, the support, a solid, support system behind you, it's big. Because
yeah,
out
for
here,
sure.
it's hard.
And have the vision,
Yeah.
And fearless. You can't be afraid. You got to be fearless.
assertive.
Yeah, you got to say, you know what? I know this ain't the norm up here, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Exactly.
And that's just the mentality up here.
Even if you're scared, the good thing is that you have a community that will back you up.
Right.
And then if you have mentors or people who really care about you, they will, uplift you. Like one thing that my pastor once said was, he was just like, we can't help carry your load if you won't tell us what the load is. So it's just like, oh, wow, like that was. And then another thing was like, are you being honest with yourself really?
Yes.
And I was like, whoa, like, so now it's like every time I make a decision, it's am I being honest with myself? Can I handle the weight? Like, who do I have to pull in to help me make this vision come to life? Because the Small But Mighty project, that was a really scary thing because I was like, like these little kids, are they going to understand? Like, what can I do to keep them entertained? Like, what resources do they need? And it was like the more plugged in I got into my community and going to these schools, the more I was listening to like, oh, they need this and they need that. And like, this is where they need the tender love and care. So cool. Now I can bring in my other people and then they can help me carry this through.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Super dope.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much for coming out.
Yes,
and
thank you, Karen.
we had royalty up in here.
Yes.
She blessed the show. This was a long time coming. We've been wanting to have you on here for a while. Situations happen where we got to change locations and all these things. But we're gonna keep this thing going. And thank you for being a special guest on this show. And everybody that's watching, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. Comment, whatever. Even if you don't like the show, say you don't like it. I don't care.
It's okay.
You know what I mean?
Where can they follow you at, or where can they get your information to follow you?
they can follow me at Life of Karen altogether.
Dope.
Crazy characters, just Life of Karen.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.